Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Apex Point Racing League live stream. I am your host, as always, Speedy Snoopy, and in the comms box with me, as always, we have Diabolus or Anthony. How are you, mate?
Very good. Good evening, all.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming in nice and early and joining us here at Deep Forest Raceway in the Swiss Alps, which I always found very interesting considering this racetrack has been in the game for a very, very long time, but it wouldn't have picked me that this was a Switzerland-based track that seemed more North American style. But anyways, it's gone through a couple of bit of iteration changes over, I guess, its time in Gran Turismo, different generations, I guess you could say, of Deep Forest Raceway. This one is the latest that's been brought in for Gran Turismo 7, and it's a lot more, I guess, conducive to racing, whereas previous layouts in the past of Deep Forest Raceway were just remained unchanged. Some would say for the better, some could say for the worst. If we were to look at other tracks like Trial Mountain, for example, I think a few of us original Gran Turismo fans will miss that that big cut on the final hairpin where you could launch your car off the banking. It's not there anymore, of course, but sometimes changes for the better, which seems to be in this case here. Speaking of change, as we do with every season, we go through a change of Sprint Series car. So last season we ran the, oh geez, now I've got to cast my mind back because we went from the S15 Sylvia, and last season, Anthony, help me out here. Do you remember what we
Was it
ran?
like a mono or something? Or open,
Jeez, we
like
really
a
pay attention to our own league, don't we? We are that good at remembering. Someone in the comms chat will fix this up pretty quickly, but it's the Hyundai Elantra NTC. How could we forget the front-wheel drive monster from
Oh,
Korea?
that's right.
um, which we thought would be an easy drive for most people, and it definitely was. But understeer and just finding that balance of really getting the speed down right was a bit of a challenge. However, we're not here to talk about the Hyundai this time around. We've actually got a little bit of a throwback car this season. We dropped it as a little bit of a clue in one of our last feature race live streams of season 10 that we were going to do a little bit of a throwback from the car, like of the car choice for season 11, and we've done so in this season with the Mazda Spirit Racing Roadster 12R, which is a fun little car. Did some digging around about the car to find out, what made it so special. Why is it such a unique car? Obviously, it's based on the current MX-5, which I personally like myself, especially that RF style model with the hardtop roof. But this one in particular, there's only 200 of them in existence. It's got some cool little features like Bill Stein suspension, Brembo brakes, and a rear-wheel drive. A sharper chassis there, and it's a really, really cool car. That we have chosen for this sprint season. We're trying to go with that sort of style of a Mazda MX-5 Cup. Speaking of Mazda MX-5 Cups, I wonder if you'll be able to cast your mind back, Anthony, all the way back to, what was it, season 1, where we ran the Mazda Touring.
Yeah, that's right. The
Yeah,
old
the
one.
Mazda Touring TC. That's when you were a lot more invested in the Gran Turismo game, and obviously you're one of the double champions that came from that. I guess question to you in terms of, do you remember what it was like driving that car? Was it challenging? Do you think it would be similar for the drivers tonight to feel the same way?
Yeah, I think so. I can't see it being too different. I remember really enjoying it actually because everyone was in the same machinery and it just really came down to you're practicing on the track and there was no tricks to the gears. It was just being consistent with the car. It was actually a lot of fun to drive
Mm.
and relatively close as well. So that was a lot of fun actually.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of those types of cars that brings it really, really close together. And I think with the difference between the touring or the TC variant of the car and this road car is that that touring car was very geared towards like track focus, so aero, downforce, those types of things. Whereas this is very much a road car. We are running racing hard tires tonight, so it gives them a little bit more grip. But I think that nuance and that balance of being able to excuse me, just find the flow of the car on especially a
Hmm.
track like this in particular with such undulating corners, as well as the length of it all. It's going to be a very, very interesting race tonight, and interesting is the name of the game. We are looking at Lobby A here tonight, and actually 8 of the 11 drivers in this split come from the top tier of the Pro Series. So we've got a couple of champions in there. Neither you or myself, not that I was a champion, but I was a Pro Series winner. But we've got Bowers in there as a double champion, not bad, thanks, and breezy teammates, but also champion of their own. There are a lot of experienced front runners in there, returning champions, and lots of other drivers looking to prove themselves in a compact sprint format. And we will see some new faces in there today that will be giving those drivers a run for their money. We'll get to the grid in just a little bit of a second, but we'll just say hello to everyone in chat. Make sure you leave a like on the way through and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Good evening to Morgs, Badge, Specs, Ruse, Pitmaster, Grumpy, Bardo. Bardo says, annoying that you ditched our practice lobby today, wanted to drive with royalty. Yes, I apologize. I jumped in with the best of intentions to practice, and yes, life and duty called me away, so apologies for that, mate. And Neil Hansen says, let's go back to the Hundi. I'm assuming that's not bad, thanks, who wants everyone to go back to the vehicle that he won the previous sprint series in. I believe you would be the only one that would be encouraging that behaviour. Everyone else would be happy to see the rear end of this. It's a sort of love-hate relationship with every sprint series car. And by the end of it, everyone's happy to just toss it in the bin and never touch it again. Speaking of everyone, let's have a quick walk around the grid tonight for our Lobby A drivers. So, in no particular order, we have quite a stacked field. As mentioned, we've got 8 drivers from our uh, Pro Series Pro Division. So it's going to be a very, very tight and fast-paced race nonetheless. So we've got JCS Raging representing Black Shadow Racing. We've got Not Bad Thanks representing WL Motorsport. We've got the Mighty Bob from PSU Aon. GT Bowers, Black Shadow Racing. We have a new driver that has debuted in the Sprint Series. His name is Amon. You'll see his nickname will be a little bit different in the race as well. We also have Breezy from WL Motorsport. We have Flux, courtesy of Locked Hubs Motorsport. We have Lannis Fire from Karma Autosports. We have another new driver debuting on our feature race tonight by TD59. We also have DJ Swinger and Rex WR Rex that are representing P2P Racing. So in terms of the race we have tonight, we're up to round 3 of the sprint series. We are looking at Lobby A, as mentioned earlier, here at Deep Forest Raceway. We're expecting about 12 laps per race, 18 corners every lap. We've got a sunrise/early morning start. The sunshine should start to come through over the course of these next 2 sprint races. Conditions are clear, mostly cloudless, sunny, some morning mist start, and as always with our sprint series, there's no tyre wear, no fuel wear, and we'll be jumping in with racing hard tyres, no mandatory stop required there. Now, just taking a bit of a step back before we kick into the action with the first race of tonight's sprint series. We're obviously at Apex Point Racing League here in our 11th season. It's actually this month, 3 years ago, Anthony, that we first started the survey in the league,
Mm.
which seems like a very short time frame ago. It didn't feel like that.
I know it's like it feels like it wasn't that long ago, but
Mm.
we've done so much in that time. It's like, how did we get it all done?
How did we get it all
It's
done?
but it's growing really quickly and rapidly, so it's
With a
good to
lot of
see.
help and a lot of support. So people like our hosts, our stewards as well, and a special shout out to the likes of, Flux, who helps coordinate our race strategies, along with some other people as well. Paul Grumpy, our lead steward, who's keeping everyone in check, as well as everyone that helps out just with hosting practice academies, supporting us with donations and things like that. It really does go a long way. But yes, 3 years has come and gone very, very quickly. 11th season here at the moment. We've moved along from traditionally what was a 3-night series where we would run Gran Turismo across 3 nights, and now we've spread out to Gran Turismo on Tuesday and Wednesday nights and ACC on Thursday nights. Um, our Tuesday night series has seen a really strong growth. Thank you to everyone that's been involved in the series. Just the fact that we're able to fill 5 divisions of 16 drivers completely full. That's no small feat. That's 80 full-time drivers, and we have a whole bunch of reserves, which I know the community are always interested in hosting reserves lobbies for, so thank you. We've also seemed to be running pretty consistently 3 lobbies for the Sprint Series as well, which is to be expected at the start. Usually we see a bit of a taper off towards the end of the season. And then, Anthony, thought we might just check in with you to see how ACC is going this season.
Yeah, we've had a really good start. We've had between 18 to 22 drivers on track at one time. It's good to see. The driving this season has improved immensely, and I think that's also come down to just how we've taken on registrations this season. Previous seasons, I leave the registrations open. They're now closed, so anybody who wants to take part has to request, and I have to add them in so that they're getting vetted before. Because what would typically happen is on a Thursday night, we get some new sign-ups from random people through SimGrid, and then they expect a race without being vetted, and they typically would turn up, cause chaos, never come back. So I think this format's a bit better, so it keeps the racing a bit tidier, and we are getting more tickets, whereas previously we wouldn't get any tickets. And I think that just comes down to we're having less incidents, but we're getting more tickets raised. I think it's coming down to just, we're pushing that to the drivers. We really want to see tickets getting raised so driving behaviours can be identified. If someone's made a mistake and they've done something, like, usually we would sort it out cordially, and everyone in ACC's pretty mature, so they handle it off the racetrack. I started raising tickets on people's behalves to get things reviewed because they weren't being raised.
As well, it seems.
I raised one on my own behalf.
Lead by example, eh?
Yeah, for round 2, I took out DDK, being a bit impatient, and I raised a ticket because I just knew he wouldn't raise one against me. But no, it's been good. Very happy with the standard of driving there, actually.
Yeah, likewise, and carrying through to Gran Turismo as well. I think over the first 2 rounds we had an average of 2 tickets per round, which is great to see, especially at the start of the season where there's lots of new drivers and people that may be unfamiliar with certain race behaviours and things like that. So it's good to see that everyone's prioritising sportsmanship, keeping each other accountable.
Yeah. Especially in the lower lobbies as well, like where the drivers have less experience or just less racecraft, which is to be expected, guys. It's just really good to see that everyone's being respectful of each other, because it is a community and everyone needs to be getting along. And if we're just being courteous on the track, it just saves everybody the annoyance and bickering and whatever else goes along with that.
Yeah, exactly right. And admittedly, there are a lot of complications or incidences that are solved just with a quick apology afterwards, which goes a long way. So just make sure we all remember that. But we also have the system in place for the appropriate penalties when they are required. But that's enough doom and gloom about penalties and tickets and things like that. I think everyone wants to see the race. We've got about 18 people who have joined us in the live stream, so thanks so much for coming. We're about to jump into the first race of 2 races, so 20-minute formats for the Sprint Series, and we're about to hit go. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, share the stream if you can. Jump into the chat tonight, let us know who you're backing, but the cars are lined up, the anticipation is building, and it's time to go racing, so I will get that ready to go when you are, Anthony.
I'm ready.
Sweet. 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, we've got a grid start with false start check. Let's see how the drivers handle this. Lights are on at the early morning start for this one here, and they're all underway. No one has a false start, so it seems like we're doing all okay so far. Someone's actually got the jump there. I think that's actually JCS Raging at the back in the pink MX-5 has got a really good start. But jumping to the front here with Rex, who leads the cars into turn 1. They do a nice job of getting there quite tidily. 3 wide in some instances, but they've all carried through quite nicely here.
Yeah, that three wide business on the first turn seems to be a common mistake for a lot of races. Sometimes it works out, but in the majority of the times, in my experience, especially in ACC, it doesn't work out, and there's lots more consequences in ACC. But here, they're able to keep racing.
Luckily, as Rex picks up a half-second penalty, must have run wide there for one of the corners there. But luckily, these cars are a lot smaller than your standard GT3 machine. So exactly, I know you're not too keen on 3 wide. Maybe we'll see 4 wide tonight. We'll just see how they go as they come around over the bridge here onto the long back straight through the tunnel. As Rex actually will probably drop a good chunk of time back, but considering the low power output of the Mazda MX-5, only about 200 horsepower or so, it may not be too much of a problem for him. So as they all come through the tunnel, there he goes, moves over to the left-hand side to serve his penalty. As per the driver briefing, Atlantis looks like he's going to make a move there. As expected, Rex didn't lose too much time. He actually has the inside here and manages to hold on to that position, so well done there. But there's actually 2 people going wide up the front there. We've got 3 wide, Anthony, and we were talking about this earlier.
I'll clarify. 3 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide, I don't care, but on the first corner of the first lap, I'm going to call that dumpster diving. Jump into a dumpster, see what you can pull out. That's what that is.
TD59 has a 1 second time penalty running alongside Bowers here as we ride on board with Bowers looking at his point of view. Now this is the type of view that you would see as a driver in 5th position go, okay, there's 4 positions up for grabs here, they're all battling. Actually gets a move done there on Atlantis, just gives him a little bump there, nothing too untowards, and takes him to 4th position there as they carry up through the hill. Atlantis is probably feeling a little bit rattled from that touch there. So he rides on through just behind Bowers and TD. Oh no, Atlantis! Oh, he's in the wall. I think he may have gotten it seemed really close on the back bumper there.
Yeah, it was congested. I was actually riding along on his car then, and the car in front, he's broke. They've kind of touched a little bit, which is fine, but then it's been rear-ended and.
Yep. And there's a lot of damage on that car as we jump back to the front there, and Mighty Bob and Rex, WRX, actually going side by side into the corner leading onto the back straight. Great racing between these two there. Mighty Bob as well taking a step up from the Pro-Am division into the Pro Series this season and taking to a duck like water. May not be winning races as much as he used to, but definitely battling with drivers that give him a challenge week in and week out. So shout out to Mighty Bob there, who's doing his best and doing his best here tonight by leading them into the hairpin at the end of lap 2. A little move there on the inside by Spanners Watson, whose nickname I believe relates to Amon C.
Amon, yep, that's right.
And it seems that hairpin really pulls everyone together because we've got a little bit of side-by-side action there. All the cars are just really small. It's hard to say. Nope, they're all in single file, nice and tidy, heading down the main straight.
Raging's picked up a penalty before the tunnel, ran a bit wide by probably just a hair.
1 second too, that's a big one. Yep, probably ran wide on the exit there, but he's at the back.
Yeah, it was just a hair. I watched it, it's just a hair. It's a very unfortunate penalty.
Mighty Bob followed by Rex. Bowers is actually making one heck of a move up the inside there, gets the job done. Tags the back of Mighty Bob, spins him around. Oh no, Rex is caught up in that as well. And they've all just had to stop. Rex was just a unnecessary bystander in that incident there. And they're all right now, well, not at the back because Atlantis is still catching up, but Bowers definitely had a bit of a knock-on effect there between 2 other drivers.
I think we'll put it to a vote. It should be like maybe a 50-point penalty deduction for his championship.
I think he should sit out the next Pro Series round, if I'm completely honest, for that sort of behaviour.
That's just so he doesn't get the triple win, you know what I mean? Like, just 3 titles, I have to get back in the GT7.
It's for the benefit of the community. It's nothing selfish or for my own gain here. Anyways, as a result of all that, S. Goodman, or I believe that's not bad, thanks, who is our, if I'm not mistaken, champion from last season, is leading the race at the moment. So season 10 champion at the front of the grid there as JCS Raging moves over to the left-hand side to serve his penalty. So he was actually right at the back when he got his 1 second penalty, but because of all the chaos with Bowers, Atlantis and Rex, he's actually held on to his position there. So as I think TD ran wide again, picks up a second penalty again. That's his 2nd or 3rd penalty tonight. He's going to have to be careful. They do add
feel a bit rushed.
Yeah, probably feeling a little bit scattered at the moment. Let's check in on how it's going at the front here with not bad thanks, leading the charge, setting the fastest lap there. I have a feeling, you know, previous Sprint Series winner from last season, also season champion from last season altogether. Once he gets into a bit of clean air, it could be game over. So now
Is he going incognito? He's not wearing the number 1.
Oh, he isn't wearing the number 1. Very interesting there. Okay, maybe he is trying to get beneath the psyche of the other drivers by just saying, there's no number 1 here, it's just me. I'm just a normal driver. Amon getting a bit squirrely there, but setting a purple first sector. Well done. Amon definitely pushing the car there. Milo or Breezy is coming up from 3rd position there with DJ Swingers. Actually, we've missed DJ Swinger at the start of this race. He's done some great work to pull himself up the grid here into 4th position, but he's actually got a half-second penalty, which will potentially lose him a bit of time. He's got the nicely liveried, it's not a verb, but Tim Tam livery going on.
Feel like going to the fridge for a Tim Tam.
Yeah, exactly. Let's grab those between race 1 and race 2. Okay, so Swinger's got a half-second penalty, TD59's got a 2nd penalty, and then Flux is behind both of them. So if anything, I think Swinger should stay ahead here. Flux will definitely get the jump on TD59 because the 2nd is a very, very long one. 2 teammates here actually, Raging and Bowers going side by side in the pink and green cars. Let's see how they do here, and Bowers gets the job done and seems to be looking like he's making up for lost time there with that incident.
Yeah, he'll be putting the foot down, no doubt, and trying to just focus on now getting as close as he can to the front of the grid for race number 2.
Mighty Bob's got some great overspeed on Raging, but just couldn't get around him, gives him a little bit of a bump down the main straight. He does have a 1.5 second penalty though, so he will have to serve that towards the end of the next lap. Oh, Raging goes a bit deep there. Bob has a look of it, but no carries on there.
I actually remember racing Mighty Bob before I was racing in the League, actually.
Me too. Yeah, likewise. Yeah. Yes, I've come across the Mighty Bob in a daily race before. He hit Apex Point Racing League, so it's great to have him here with us and taking it to the top of the Pro Series as well. Now, just doing a little bit of a recap here. So we've got Not Bad Thanks in 1st place, and we've actually got Breezy who's moved up, taken over Amon and moved into 2nd place. Breezy seems to have had an immediate statement in the Sprint Series so far this season. He took the overall win in one of the earlier rounds, round 1 I think it was, by just 0.1 second over Not Bad
Insane.
Thanks. So these 2 drivers are 1 and 2 again, and again this race isn't for the points, it's the next one, but just shows how strong races they are. And yeah, we've got him in round 2, Breezy this is, he won again, so he seems that Breezy might have the upper hand over Not Bad Thanks here in the Mazda Spirit Racing 12R this season, it seems. Could it be that Not Bad Thanks loves a front-wheel drive car and Breezy loves a rear-wheel drive car? Who knows? We'll find out in a couple of laps' time as they come across the line to start lap 6, so about halfway through the first race now.
Amon mustn't have done very many dailies to have such a low driver rating. He's currently bronze categorised driver, but he's racing well above that in fact. So
who's this?
Amon Spanners Watson.
Yeah. He actually reached out to us this week, saying that he's loving the racing here at Apex Point Racing League, wanted to bring a few of his mates over and give it a go, and he thought he asked if he could step into the Pro-Ams as a reserve part-time and just to give it a go, and I said, yep, absolutely mate, Pitmaster's your host, reach out to him. So fellow Pro-Am drivers, you may see this fast driver coming your way, space permitting, over the next few weeks. TJ Swinger picks up another 2nd penalty there, so he had a half second earlier, and Flux is now behind him, probably within about a second's worth of range, so he should be able to get the move done there. Actually, Flux runs a little bit wide there. He might actually get a penalty for that. There it is, commentator's curse or commentator's curiosity, call it what you may. I was right nonetheless. So 2nd penalty for Flux, which means he won't serve this lap because he's certainly got it so close to the zone. Swinger serves his. Flux may get ahead, but by the next lap, I think they'll swap positions again there. So that's unfortunate for Flux. He's having a good race.
He has been very consistent. Yeah, exactly. He's been consistent up to that point. Watching him just taking his time through the pack, I think he's got the right frame of mind for the race. Just consistently lapping the car and to get his good position for the round 2 race.
Yep, that's right. And Lead Stewart in the chat has said, sorry, the ticket winners have now closed for this week. That is absolutely right. We're in the process of finalising those now. Speaking of tickets and penalties and things like that, seems like a few drivers are actually copping them quite a lot at this circuit. I didn't realise how harsh the penalties are. Of course, in all our races we run track limit penalties on severe. And a lot of people have actually picked up penalties as a result. And I'm not sure if Milo's one of those drivers or Breezy, because I didn't see him have a penalty last lap, but something must have happened because Amon is right on the back of him now, which is very interesting to see. Being very, very close, but breaking away through this middle sector. So it looks like he may be able to get away with that one. It looks like not bad, thanks. We'll hold on to this until the end, unless something goes terribly wrong. Commentators goes. Flux is coming round to the main straight here to serve his 1 second penalty, and he could drop back at least 1, possibly 2 positions here as a result. So we'll keep on board with that. Right on board with the head cam. Look over the rear, I would say bumper, but more like boot lid of the Mazda MX-5. Here comes Bowers, making up for lost time. Swinger might get the move done, but Flux may have the inside here. No, he lets him through, thinks better of it. I think Swinger was keen to get the move done, break as late as he possibly could into the hairpin, and out he goes.
Looked like he ran really close to the edge then again.
I didn't want to say it.
Didn't want to say it. You're holding your breath for that one. I think he would have been too.
I think a Super GT would say there was probably a pixel's worth of tyres touching that red and white curve that kept him inside the penalty zone. Interesting battle going on here. Anthony for 7th. Raging is defending himself behind TD in the Mighty Bob. Let's see how these blokes go. Very, very fast, very, very high speed section. Raging does like to brake late there. He holds the inside there. Oh, a little bit of a touch between TD and Bob actually. Whether he turned in or whether there was a touch on there, and probably have to look back later on and check that one out. But that's brought Rex right into the fold. He is trying to make up for lost time and just being an innocent bystander in that accident earlier. Coming on through there.
I did miss that incident until the back end of it, so I hope it wasn't like a push to pass kind of situation.
If there was, I hope the penalty system in the game would pick up and fix whatever it needs to do to make sure that it's held accountable. TD looks like he's running very wide there, holds on to it. Mighty Bob has got it through, and I think for this group of drivers, especially Raging, who was right in the mix of it at the back there between 9th and 8th position, to come out at 7th and pull out this gap already is good. Speaking of lack of gaps, Flux is right on the tail of Swinger behind Bowers. They're all in his slipstream in tow. Let's see how this goes into the corner. Oh, Flux shows the nose. Doesn't phase Swinger though. He takes a really tight line there, Flux. And I think
the issue is going to be here that the more these guys fight, the bigger the gaps are going to get, because these cars are really depending on the momentum.
Yeah, exactly right, and you can see that because look at the gaps between the top 3 and the next 3, just because they're all squabbling away there. 4, 5 and 6 are now well behind, and then 7, 8, 9, 10 are all together, so it's like 3 big packs forming here. All setting good lap times. Unfortunately, Atlantis hasn't had anyone else suffer an ill fate like him earlier this race, so that he can catch up, so he's just kind of lapping on his lonesome there, but good on him for still carrying on there. Right back up the front there, we still have not bad, thanks to the gap between him and Breezy has reduced just a little bit. Again, this is not where the points are scored, this is more like a qualifying round. So it'd be a little bit of a warning shot to not bad, thanks that Breeze is going to be coming for the next race. It's really interesting as well, Anthony, because a lot of these drivers are in the Pro Series, there's undoubtedly no question that they are the fastest that the league has to offer. So, with that theory in mind, drivers like Not Bad Thanks, Breezy, Bowers, Swinger, Raging, and even Rex as well, they're all within shot of the overall season champion title if they pull some strong results in here along with the Pro Series. I guess it's probably a bit of an unloaded question coming your way, but you're the stat man, you're the Excel man, you see everything that comes through. How important is it being like one of the best drivers in the Sprint Series for an outright season champion title? Like, do you feel like it's about an even 50-50 split? Yeah.
You have to participate in the Sprint Series to have a shot at the overall title. They have to be finishing towards the top because in the experience of looking at the statistics over time, it always seems to be the number one driver is coming from the top split, the top lobby, the Pro Series, and that's typically because they're performing so well in the Sprint Series. For the lower drivers, it's really good to participate in the Sprint Series because you get a nice elo bump if you finish well, because you do tax the stronger drivers, their elo, by beating them and by finishing well. And because so many drivers participate in the event, the way the elo works is for every car you finish in front of, you're getting 80 points towards your elo. Every car that finishes in front of you, you're getting a negative 80 elo points. And then obviously the points of elo are distributed through the pack based on the pool that is accumulated, but based on the percentage you put in, a bit like a kitty in poker. But I think it is very important for the drivers who want to go for that number one spot to be doing well in both series, actually.
Totally, yeah. Flux making a move on the swinger down the main straight there, heading into turn one. Looks like he's got the move done. He's well ahead. Apologies there for being locked onto just one camera point of view for a little while there. My lovely self was distracted by some breaking news from our Lord and Saviour Kaz Yamauchi from Polyphony Digital. There's actually an update coming through next week, and there are some new cars coming as well. They're all undercover. Have a look in your own social media feeds when you get the chance there, but looks like we could be getting a new Sprint Series car for Season 12 if it plays its cards right. There's potentially the Caterham Super 7 coming, which will be a great addition to the game, along with the Hyundai Ioniq 6N, which I'm sure everyone who loves petrol-powered cars will be thrilled to see join. And then some also older cars, a Toyota Chaser and a Mark II Tourer as well. So check it out on your social media feeds when you get the chance there. Something happened there with Flux. Looks like he got a bit of a bad exit there, heading onto the back straight there. Went a bit squirrely and lost some time. He's about to lose even more time there with the 1 second penalty. Seems the penalty's really hurting Flux this time around. That's okay. All to play for next race. Rex has made some good moves up to 8th, which is good to see from the back there. Mighty Bob and Atlantis are still carrying up the rear there. So as we come around onto the main straight with not bad thanks to start the final lap of this first race of our Sprint Series. Round 3, Lobby A. Coming across the line there. He's actually set the fastest lap for the race as well. I think it was about 1 or 2 laps ago there, so he'll just be wanting to see this one out. He'll be still starting on the front of the grid there, alongside with Breezy if they both finish exactly where they've started. Amon is dropped off, or has dropped back off them a little bit. Bowers looks like he's catching, but may or not make it in time.
Yeah, and I don't think he'd have enough there because the lap times are pretty similar. Bowers is doing some, his last lap was actually pretty quick, so only 3/10 off of the fastest lap.
And there's actually a battle for the third row of the grid here with Swinger and Raging carrying on through. Louis, Random Racer, hey mate, didn't see you there, good to hear from you mate. They are stock cars, all of these ones. They're running balance of performance, so all cars are the same. We've just added some visual modifications with a little roll cage and a tow hook there. So, yep, all the cars are stock, racing hard tyres all the way through. Now let's see, I think Raging might be a little bit too far back here to get the move done here on the swinger, but they'll sort of start alongside each other for the next race. I just jump back up to the front there as Not Bad Thanks makes his way down the main straight to seal the victory for race 1 here at Deep Forest Raceway. So he'll start the next race on the front row next to Breezy or Milo. And look at the gap that they've pulled from the rest of the field. They are not to be messed with for this series. So congrats to Not Bad Thanks and Breezy for their 1-2 finishes. Amon in third, Bowers in fourth, and Raging and DJ Swinger going across the line side by side. Oh, Swinger just got him pipped there. Raging probably had the slipstream but couldn't get it done. Flux in seventh, Rex in eighth, TD 59 in ninth, Mighty Bob in 10th, and coming to finish off the last spot on the grid for the next race is Atlantis, who was just an unfortunate victim of a incident that he had no control over there. So, but
his lap time is looking pretty good. So I think in
go
the race
again.
we'll see him perform much better than that. I'll just circle back to just when we're talking about the insights into the statistics and whatever else. I'm not sure how people are picking their teams. We do give out the ELO information to everybody, and I'll just say there is 3 teams in there that have an immense more amount of ELO than other teams, but that's not always a good thing because they're more than likely, and in this case the top team, are racing each other for team points, and only 2 drivers can use points. So the best way to choose drivers in your team and or arrange your team drivers is to try and work out where that ELO will ultimately put them in what lobby, because if they can perform well in another lobby and you can perform well in a separate lobby, more points on the take.
That's it, yep. Alright, the drivers have had their morning coffee. They've had their bacon and egg sando. They've finished race 1. They are done. The sun has come out here in lovely Switzerland. Deep Forest Raceway is ready with a warmer track and a grid that is, let's just say, re-established now because of that first race there. So we are all set to crack on for this next race. Are you ready to go, Anthony?
Just booting it. Yep, I'm ready.
Cool. All right, on that, count you down. 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright, the grid is firing up. We've got 4 lights, 5 lights now. Is anyone going to jump the start and get too keen? No, we're all good and they're underway. They're all getting really good starts in this lobby here. No wheel spin or anything, but it could also be the low power as well and the stiff chassis. But anyways, we're carrying on.
For dumpster diving this lap?
Yeah, we could be making up. Tell you what, Not Bad Thanks got an exceptional start there. No pressure. Got the job done there. Breezy has moved up. Bowers looks like he's looking to go dumpster diving nice and early there to make up some
no,
lost
that was
time
all very good. That was a very good
They've
start.
all made it through. They're all very nice and tidy together. Amon doing his best to hold on to 4th position there. Actually, I think Bowers would have gotten the jump on Amon there. Oh, Amon gets real squirrely there. Oh, he's going. Could just be the latency. Oh, no, Swinger holds on to it. Oh, I think Swinger was being pitted by, if I'm not mistaken.
Atlantis is copping a really bad run. I'm not happy about the contact that's been happening towards him, actually.
I'm not sure whether there's too many pink and purple cars here, but I couldn't tell which one had it. Rear bumper punishment. On Swinger. Oh, who went off there to the side?
That would be Rex. Yes.
Oh man, he's in the wall.
Oh no, he's stuck. Come on.
Oh, we were watching it.
Painful, and a penalty to boot.
Mate, we were just watching it, and then all I saw was this white MX-5 dart off to the right there, which is so unfortunate. Someone's got a huge penalty down the main straight. Just dropping back all the way through, I believe, Breezy. Breezy's dropped down to 4th position. So he was running
what
second.
Happened with Breezy.
Sorry, we're catching up there, but looks like the biggest beneficiary of that is actually Amon, who you know, from last race, if that's anything to go by, did a very good job of just keeping him nice and consistent, running his own race, avoiding penalties, and finished in third, and he's back in that position here at the moment. But catching up back at the front of the field, not bad, thanks. And Bowers P1 and P2 respectively. Bowers, who is doing a very good job in the Pros division so far this season, will probably be looking to stake his claim in the Sprint Series as well, potentially make a little bit of a charge for the season championship here. So I want to make sure he gets the move done and gets as many positions or places as possible in the Sprint Series. Amon in third, as mentioned, Breezy or Milo in fourth, coming on through. Flux has done a nice job of scooting on through there. Swing has picked up a 1 second penalty, so from being almost spun around to picking up a second penalty is really unfortunate. Mighty Bob there's probably trying to make up for a bit of lost time as well. And we've actually got TD59 has got a 3 second penalty. So I'm not going to point fingers here, but there is a possibility that 5 seconds now, holy moly, this is going to drop him well out of the feed. But to have, someone spun. Atlantis coming over the bridge, or coming just down the bridge. I think the suspension just loaded and caught him off guard there. And that would be very unfortunate considering last race was at the back there. So
I could imagine he's driving pretty upset after watching that start and what happened in the last race. Just a lot of contact happening in this first couple of laps of this race as well.
But he will not be too far off. TD59 serving that 5 second penalty, and unfortunately it looks like Rex has damage and has called it a day there and parked the car, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, it's been a rough day in the office for him. Totally understandable.
He's done the right thing. If you're feeling upset and you're not going to drive well, just park it in the pits so you can still claim points. But I would say if you're in the top lobby of the Sprint Series, just try and finish the race, because it's more than likely you're gonna gain more positions than last place when all the lobbies get merged.
Look at this side-by-side racing here between Flux and Mighty Bob. Absolute respect shown between the two of them. Side-by-side down the main straight. They're still side-by-side through turns 2 and 3. And Mighty Bob just slots in at the perfect moment there. So well done, because probably sees that 1 second penalty hanging over Flux's head and goes, well, I'll just wait for that to be served. And I'll take my spot right off the back of him there. So good job for them to be racing so cleanly together. Raging, or Jay Salinas, he's another contender in the Pro Series as well, and he could be making a charge at the season championship. So to see him 7th, 3 laps in, not a great sign.
Yeah, and I've been watching him closely this race, and I just feel that maybe some patience, coming from me is probably not.
I think there was a pink car.
Calling the kettle black because I'm a bit impatient myself, but I think there's
a bit of a battle there.
Kind of rushing it when we did talk about earlier. The momentum is very important.
I mean, there was a pink car involved in the touch on the spin of DJ Swinger. Not saying it was Raging, but it may have been him. He's in a pink car. Let's right on board here with Bowers. See if the slipstream is enough to pull him close to make an attacking move here on Not Bad Things. He does have a great amount of momentum. I can see that gap closing quite at a decent pace. Probably not fast enough there. And he sets the fastest lap just after Not Bad Thanks sets the fastest lap as well. So they're definitely very close together. It goes a bit deep there actually, Not Bad Thanks, which is going to be music to the ears of Bowers. Or he actually got that perfectly on time because Bowers ran a little bit wide on the exit there.
Yeah.
Regardless, looks like Breezy got the move done on Amon. So Breezy into third, Amon in fourth. Mighty Bob has gotten the move done on Flux during that penalty zone. And Raging has moved up into P6 as well.
I'm just watching to the front here. Bowers is really going to apply the pressure now, which is the right thing to do. I'd be putting the nose to the bumper and just putting all sorts of pressure on the driver ahead, because it's going to be quite difficult to pass.
Looks like Bowers is absolutely throwing this car into the corners. He's shifting mid-corner too. Really making the car work for it. Which way do you go? Left, right. He goes left. He wants the inside for the apex. Pulls out probably just at the right time here. He's going to be side by side as they head into the braking zone. Last of the late breakers. We'll see how this fares between the two of them. They go side by side into the hairpin. Not Bad Thanks knows what to do. He'll do the up and under. That's exactly right. Yep, gets a nice short exit. Bowers runs wide on the exit, but just keeps it within track limits. And here they go side by side. Or not just slotted in a little bit behind. Great racing between the two of them, but now it's advantage Not Bad Thanks in the slipstream. Let's see what Bowers does. I imagine he will stick it right over to the left-hand side here. Oh no, he keeps it in the middle. Keeps it in the middle. Makes the other player want to make his move first.
Bowers done really well in that corner. He could have parked it a bit and been off the throttle a bit longer to throw off Breezy's exit, but nonetheless still pulled it off quite nice.
Looks like Not Bad Thanks is playing a bit of the conservative game here at the moment. Wasn't too aggressive heading into turn one. Realises it's not even halfway through the race and there's a lot of fast cars behind us. So let's just follow each other, and maybe if he keeps the pressure on Bowers, he can tip him into a little bit of a mistake, potentially driving a little bit wide, picking up a penalty. We shall see. We'll see how this fares. But for now, Bowers is leading the charge. Not Bad Thanks is in second. Breeze is in third. Amon is in fourth, who'd be desperate to hold onto it, but the fast-charging Mighty Bob and Raging or Jay Salinas are not too far behind them.
Yeah, okay. TD59 as well. He's another driver I've been just watching in the stats. Obviously, his name stands out a bit. When I'm doing the stats, it's easy. So it's easy to remember.
Yeah, get the ticket approval from your end.
It's he's actually got the after all the round 3 results, I've entered them in. I just got to wait for the penalties to reconfigure the finishing positions. But at the moment, he's currently the highest ELO earning driver on in the whole series or all series.
I gave Bowers the commentator's curse, Anthony. Sorry, he ran wide on the exit of the hairpin, picked up a 1-second penalty.
Okay.
That's going to give...
It's going to get interesting.
Yep, that's going to make things interesting. It's going to bring Not Bad Thanks probably in ahead of him. And look who's not too far behind them, just coming over the hill of the main straight there. Breezy, who also has a 1-second penalty, but sorry, we're going to cut to Mighty Bob and Amon, who are going side by side here.
Stop giving these guys commentators penalties.
Everyone gets a penalty. I've said it here. So there's nothing to be surprised about. Amon and Mighty Bob. Mighty Bob around the outside. Amon on the inside. Oh, Mighty Bob gets nice and slidey there. Good work, save. Mighty Bob there. Hanging on to the car. Amon picks up a 1/2-second penalty. That's such a shame for Amon. I know it's just, yeah, again, commentator's curse was commending him for his earlier drive of not picking up penalties, and in the race where it matters most, he picked up a penalty. That's unfortunate, but the pressure's on. Look how close everyone is together here. Flux is in a nice little 7th place spot. Swing is catching up. TD's all the way at the back. Lanus is, again, further down the back in 10th. Now, Bowers coming into the back straight here. He's definitely going to concede the position to... He's picked up another second penalty on the exit of that turn, so now it goes down to 2 seconds. So that's going to bring Breezy into the mix. Let's see. Breezy will see Bowers all the way to the left. He's going to pull over to the left to try and get the slipstream. Oh no, I didn't even notice that myself. Yeah, Breezy had a penalty too.
That's what, no, you did say that before, Breezy.
Sorry.
1 second. You just say it.
And Mighty Bob. Oh my goodness, we're going to ride on the back here of Breezy or Milo. So what was meant to be a nice little 1-2 battle with third coming in close. Look out, if you look in the top right corner, look how far 1, 2 and 3 is spread out. 1 is gone, 2 is trying to hang on, and 3 is fighting for their life with all these other cars behind them. Mighty Bob is making him work for it here, makes Breezy go defensive. Mighty Bob is on the racing line heading into turn 1. Let's see who's going to be the last of the late breakers here. They both break around the same time, but I think Breezy, just with that inside line, is going to keep it nice and calm there. But Raging's not too far behind both of them.
Yeah, like I said before, the battling is really going to slow them down with the momentum. So now there's 3 of them. So we're only going to see Bowers drive off into the sunset. If he can wind in Goodman, it'll be time will tell, I guess. But he's got only half the race to do it, less.
Oh, Swinger spun in the tunnel. There's a car sideways in the tunnel, and I wasn't... Oh my goodness, how's your rejoin? So, geez, thank God for Gran Turismo ghosting. That would have been absolutely disastrous if that was a real life incident there. But hey, that's brought Atlantis up 1 position, so you got to be in it to win it.
That's it.
Alright, I'm going back to 3rd place because this is one hell of a battle, one hell of a position that seems to have a lot of drivers looking at it. Raging is not too far now. He's definitely
battle of the
in
pink cars.
Yeah, I know.
Hairpin.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Let's have a look here. All play it safe. They've got another 5 laps to go. So they're hanging on there quite nicely. Bowers has got a bit of work to do to catch up to it. Not bad, thanks.
Oh, Raging got his back tyre off the curb there, so we'll see what happens.
Hold your breath, commentators. Don't say anything.
He's kept it.
Kept it together.
One tyre stayed in, so it's all good.
Very good. Well, as we were sort of saying earlier, that a lot of Pro Series drivers, and again the top 5 positions are Pro Series drivers, so that's nothing to be surprised about there. Great job for Amon in P6 for hanging on the back there. I think if he's able to...
Oh, there's a dive, there's a dive.
Holy moly.
God, that was out of nowhere.
Oh my goodness. Such a brave soul, that one there. If he can do his best to hold on to this group and just allow them to get a couple of penalties, he might not be in too bad a spot.
That's what I like to call a sphincter clincher.
Yep. So he was talking about Amon hanging on the back there to gain a few positions. That's what I like to call the seagull. swoop in and pick up a couple of chippies that are on the ground, eh? He's doing a good job though. He's doing a good job. Full credit to Amon in this race in particular. Now I've got to ask the guys in the chat who participate in these races, what is it with the Fast and Furious liveries in this sprint series? I'm just not quite understanding the reference. As far as I'm aware, I don't know any MX-5s in the Fast and Furious franchise. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know there's an RX-7. That's probably the longest bow you could draw. But yeah, if anyone knows, please inform me because I'm very curious.
Yeah. I saw that. I noticed that too.
Like Bowers has got isn't that the Mitsubishi Eclipse?
It is. Yeah. I was going to say something about it in race 1.
He should be penalised just for that.
I was going to say because I was watching him towards the end, and he was pushing so hard, he was actually drifting around the corners. And I was like, he's got the wrong Fast and Furious movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, he should be too Fast and Furious, whatever the drift one was.
Yep. Season 11 Fast and Furious Switzerland drift at Deep Forest Raceway. Oh my goodness, what's happening here down the main straight? Oh, Amon is keeping Raging pinned to the wall there. They come. That's not the ideal racing line, boys. Amon is on the ideal racing line. Good job for Amon for putting it to these drivers.
And well positioned by Raging as well to move the car back over when he had the opportunity to.
Alright, we carry on. This great little battle here for P3. Yeah, I would have thought Breezy would have scooted away, but maybe that slipstream is just helping Bob stay in touch down the back straight in particular. But Bob's also a Pro Series driver, nothing to scoff at. Some people just gel better with these Sprint Series cars when they're handed to them. It's it's all about the practice and the experience with them. So it seems like Bob's is doing a good job holding on to it.
Yeah, definitely the slipstream's helping people get their best lap times.
Yep. Some people, unfortunately, well out of slipstream range, unfortunately, like Swinger down the back there, in 10th position. Not bad, thanks for doing an exceptional job of holding on there. I'm tempted to say that the gap between Breezy and Bowers has closed a little bit this last lap, because it looks like Breezy is coming up nice and tight on Bowers there, and he's bringing positions 4 to 6 with him as well. So this could be a big battle for second place here once it does get to the final lap.
I'd probably go as much to say as Breeze is probably not pushing as hard as he could. He's not qualifier lapping. He just knows he needs to get to the end with no penalty. That's where his mind will be at, whereas Bowers is pushing really hard, and you can tell in the lap times, although Bowers just put down his worst lap time.
That explains how the gap was closed. Yeah, it seemed like it was much further apart. Maybe there was a penalty served or something that we missed.
Yeah, it was well and truly off.
But it makes for some exciting racing as we head into the final 3 laps of this second Sprint Series race. Bowers coming around the corner there. He's really pushing hard. Running so wide there, you could hear the car drifting.
Milo's looking composed. He's just done the fastest first sector.
While there are no wear rates for these races, your tyres can overheat and lose a bit of grip. So potentially the drivers that are pushing way too hard could be losing a bit of that cornering speed as a result. And yeah, Breezy is super close here.
Yeah, it's going to go super defensive. That's going to bring up Mighty Bob's into the fray.
See what Breezy does. Very gentle move to the inside there. Brakes about the same time. Bowers brakes a little bit too late actually. Makes that too easy for Breezy. Oh, Breezy gets a bit squirrely on the exit. And Bowers has the overlap plus the inside line. He's going to get, he's going to get that position back. And the brilliant thing is, they're going to be, excuse me, side by side here, or were side by side.
Yeah, that would be a move to off the throttle if I was Molo. I forget the Pearson name already.
Breezy,
yeah.
Breezy making a move back up the inside there.
Off throttle, get back in the slip. Next corner, take it.
Might not be enough power in these cars to make up that time difference of losing speed, but Bowers is not letting Breezy go without a fight. He takes the inside there, which is the outside for the next turn, which will be the inside for the next turn. Hold on.
This is where it gets tough.
Oh, Breezy's going in nice and hot. He's really committed.
It's
Bowers,
a compromised angle, but he made it work.
See how Bowers handles this. As we ride on the third person view. Oh, Breezy's running a little bit wide there. Just that understeer as they slide through the turns here. And all this battling between them. Look who's just behind them, the mighty Bob. Bob is coming up. He wants a podium position. Breezy may have run a little bit wide there and picked up a penalty.
No, I think he's going to be safe.
He's going to be alright. Okay, carry on. Play ball. Riding on the back here with Breezy. 1 lap to go after this. This race felt like it went super duper quick compared to the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Just so much happening in such a short period of time. Does Mighty Bob go for a move here? No, he plays it safe. He's going to wait 1 more lap. I would probably do the same as well. As they all...
Oh, here we go. That's what you wait for. That's what you wait for.
Got a bit of a slip and slide.
Here.
Yep, and I've had a feeling he slipped and slid a little bit too far there. And with so many cars close in contention behind him, Bowers will be raging behind the wheel at the moment because there's only 1 more lap to go. He has to serve that penalty. He's got no time to make it up, so this will have to be the lap of his life if he wants to hold on to this position there.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, with all this happening at the moment, nothing but sunshine, rainbows, daisies, whatever you want to call it for
nice
not bad
send up
days.
the inside there.
Oh, Anthony's hanging on
Bowers.
with the battle here. Yep, just the contrast of 2 different battles here. Not bad, thanks in a world of his own. Mighty Bob. Oh, Mighty Bob is pushing them. He's not letting them go. He's like, yeah, I wanted a podium, but you know what? Second's on here, so let's go, boys. Let's dance.
That's right. Second is on.
Second is on. Bowers is taking advantage of this, sliding through the corner.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, he's run super wide.
Oh no! Oh!
Bowers,
let's go.
Settle down. Oh my goodness, he was pulling away and then he got a bit too eager on the throttle there. It was like wide for one corner, tight for the next one. Oh, please
Fast and Furious.
Keep it in. He slid there. He slid into that corner there. And he's lost the momentum, so Breezy's going to get the job done there. I don't think Breezy has a penalty. Nope, he's all good. Mighty Bob is not too far behind there, and Raging is on. Raging has a 3-second penalty, so he's going to drop way back there. Bob slots on through.
Oh no!
Bob, is he going to get the move done on Breezy? This could be for second position there. Oh, Breezy goes defensive, but it gives Mighty Bob the inside out. Let's see if he's able to do it. Oh, Breezy just keeps it in between the lines there. I think he's got the job done there. I think he's got the job done if you can hold on to the slipstream. But we'll jump back to the front here. Not bad, thanks. Held his composure, broke away. No penalties, no problems. P1, congratulations to Not Bad, thanks there. Breezy, is he going to hold on to it? Mighty Bob is in the slipstream, but the straight isn't long enough, and he just holds on there. Mighty Bob P3, Bowers P4, Amon P5. Raging P6 with a 3-second penalty on the last lap. The Black Shadow Racing drivers will be gutted about that.
Flux,
beeping the horn over the line. Same with Atlantis, TD. And lastly, DJ swing out to bring out the rear of the grid on the field with Rex A DNF from earlier in the race there.
Yeah,
wow.
Well, that was I was holding my breath for some of those passes. Let me tell you, that was really, really intense.
Those last couple of penalties really threw a bit of chaos into the mix, but full credit to Not Bad Thanks. Great driving from him.
Very good
Milo,
driving.
great drive as well. But for me, props go to the mighty Bob finishing P3.
Yeah.
Great work there, mate. Great work.
And geez, I tell you what, Bowers, what a wheel man. Keeping that thing sideways and
Oh, mate, he was
on the
pushing
track, just crazy.
110%. He was going all over the place. But sometimes with cars like this in the Sprint Series, you just need that little bit of composure to get the job done. So maybe next race he'll be able to make up for the time. But yes, as Anthony mentioned, we're just finishing up the results and the tickets are coming through to be closed for this round. So we should have the results coming up very shortly. But for next round, we are moving into round 4 of season 11. So we have our development and Pro Series drivers on Tuesday nights hitting up Grand Valley Highway 1 in the reverse format, which I know is going to please a lot of people. Yep, that thought exactly. Our Sprint Series cars are heading to Lago Maggiore for the full layout, so that'll be a fun race for those drivers heading over there in the Mazda Spirit Racing 12R. Then an ACC, another track for you ACC drivers, Anthony, Indianapolis, which I like, but I think everyone hates.
I'll tell you what, I've never raced there. I've always missed those races. We did it. I think a couple of seasons ago. We did it on a pre-season shakedown, and let me tell you, it wasn't. Someone selected like we were doing like whoever wins chooses, and yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
I did not do well at all.
No, it's a tough track. Yeah, it seems like such a good thing on paper, but yeah, it's a really tough track. But
yeah,
those are the next rounds coming up, race-wise, and then our next live stream is not next Sunday, but the Sunday after. So that'll be the 23rd. Actually, it's not going to be the 23rd. It's actually going to be Thursday, the 20th of August, because we are going to Zolder for our ACC GT3 series.
Zolder, I love that track. It's going to be it's a short track, about a minute 30 for the mid packs, minute 28 front of the pack. So that's going to be very action packed. I'd say there's going to be blue flags. There's going to be some battle packs. And when we did that track on the shakedown in the rain, and it was a lot of fun and a lot of laughs.
Yeah, it's a great track. Really challenging first corner, but yeah, really good track nonetheless.
We're going to see some cars flying off of the chicane into the air. Yeah, wrecking. Because once you wreck in ACC, you wreck.
Yep, and once you go into the pits, you have to stop yourself, as many people who make the transition from Gran Turismo to ACC forget. But come and join in, especially Gran Turismo drivers on Thursday night. We know you guys aren't racing, unless you're racing somewhere else, but feel free to jump in, and that'll be an actual live stream, live race. So it'd be good to have people in there for that one there. Should be a good one, but until then, thanks for your time this evening, everyone. Thanks for joining in for our feature race, first one of season 11. Anthony, as always, thank you. Thank you to everyone who has joined in as well, and we will catch you in the next one. Cheers.
Thanks, fellas.